This little girl, 11 years old, she's wearing a pink tracksuit. And across the arse of the tracksuit is written the word gorgeous. Now, would you all agree with me that's inappropriate? Yes, at best, it could be described. But the problem is, you can't tell people how to raise their kids, unless they're Austrian, in which case you kind of have to. But by and large... What? You disagree? For the most part, people do not react well to being told how to raise their kids. So I thought, rather than go up to these people and go, you shouldn't dress your child like that, I thought the best thing to do, in order to show how inappropriate it was, would be to go up to them and act like it wasn't inappropriate at all. I thought the best thing to do is just be to go up and go, here, I tell you what, you're not wrong there. Jesus, huh? Woo-hoo! Yes, indeedy. That's just one gorgeous piece of ass you're wearing, and no mistake. I didn't. I just thought that would be the best thing to do. No, what actually happened was we got sat at the same gate, and the dad recognized me, believe it or not. And so we got talking, and I said, is that your daughter? And he said, yes. And I said, and how old is she? And he said, 11. And I said, and did you buy that tracksuit? And he goes, no, her mother did. And I went, right. Because it's got gorgeous written on the arse of it. Is that not a bit? It's funny how some questions you don't have to finish. Some questions you can just get halfway through and just sway, and that'll do, you know. Your brother, is he? So it's got gorgeous written on the arse of it. Is that not a bit? You know. And he goes, well, it's the fashion. And I'm like, yeah, but she's a total minger. What are you thinking? That's just misguided, you know? Have you not heard of a little thing called the Trade Descriptions Act, no? Some 11-year-old boy is going to be walking up behind your daughter and go, ooh, let's have a look at this. What the hell is that? What blind liar dressed you this morning? But kids are weird. Who here's got kids? Right, quite a few of you. Yeah, I have nothing against kids. Kids are fine. Parents annoy me, though. Because you can't win an argument with a parent. That's my problem. And I like to think of myself as quite good in an argument, you know, quick with a line and stuff. Like I had a guy say to me one time, said, if you look up stupid in the dictionary, there's a picture of you. Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, I'm not the one who had to look up stupid in the dictionary. My dictionary doesn't have pictures, you moron. But my argument skills go out the window when faced with a parent. Because it doesn't matter what you're arguing about, they'll always bring up the fact that they've got kids. And if you don't have kids, you lose. It doesn't matter what you're arguing about. Like, say somebody says, we should bring back the death penalty. And I'm like, no, we shouldn't. It's never proven a deterrent. Look at any of the states in America that have the death penalty. They have the same or a higher murder rate as others don't. What about people who are found not guilty? Haven't been? Yeah, do you have kids? No? Well, then you don't know what you're talking about. Well, I'll just take my well-researched and reasonable argument and shove it up my own hole, will I? If you dropped a sprog. It doesn't matter what the argument's about. It doesn't matter. I think Raging Bull is a better film than Casino. Do you have kids? No? Well, then you know what you're talking about. See, you don't have kids, so you know nothing. I know about contraception. They don't like it when you say that. That annoys them. So I'd like to have a kid, just to have one, just to go up to everyone I've ever lost an argument to and just go, I've got a kid now, you're still a prick. Tell me he's a prick, son. I don't have a kid. I have a wife. That's a start, I suppose. I'm a very happily married man. I'm a man in love, actually. How many men here in love? A few of you. By the way, those of you who are here, any men who are here with women and you didn't react when I asked if you were in love, you have a very frosty journey home ahead of you. That's all I can tell you. That was a good show tonight, wasn't it? Did you not enjoy it? Well, I enjoyed it, but I was listening. You didn't seem to be listening. I was laughing. Well, the Irish guy asked you a direct question. Love is a funny thing. Being in love and falling in love are obviously two quite different things, aren't they? They both have their own merits. They both have their pros and their cons. Falling in love, for instance, is very exciting. I'll give you that. You never know what's going to happen next. Every time you see her, your heart beats faster. You touch her, you tingle, you can't get her out of your head. Falling in love, very exciting. And being in love is fine. So they both have their own merits, is what I'm trying to say there. You try and do things to keep the romance going, and if you're a bloke, that's your job. And if you're a woman, your job is to tell us if we're doing our job correctly. We try and do things to keep the romance going, but every now and again, ladies, you might do things that'll suck the romance back out again. Like ask us questions. Stop doing that. I don't mean questions like, where you been till now, who are you texting, what are you doing on the net at this hour? They're fair enough. I mean questions like, what are you thinking? Piss off with that question. What are you thinking? What is your obsession with what we're thinking? Can that be the one thing that remains exclusively mine? We share everything. The house, the bills, the friends. Can the content... No, I want that too. Come on. Why can't you women show us men the same courtesy and consideration we show you and not give a shit about what we're thinking? Why can't you do that? Because do you want to know the honest answer to that question? As soon as you say to your man, what are you thinking? Do you want to know what he's thinking? He's thinking, shit, better think of something to say, I've been thinking. That's what he's now thinking. Whatever he had been thinking before you asked that question, no matter how reasonable or innocent the thought was, it has gone now. Scuttled off into the corner of his brain in a panic to make way for all the little men that are now running around his head going, what are we thinking? She's asking! Quick, give me something to make it good. Somebody, you, what do you have? What do you have? She won't believe that in a million years. Come on, lads! You. That's not even a real place, for Christ's sake! What do you have? That's your sister. What are you trying to do to us? And the reason we panic is because we know the truth won't do. The truth, 95% of the time, is the word nothing. That won't do at all, will it? What are you thinking about? Nothing? No. You can't be thinking nothing. You have to be thinking something. Everyone has to be thinking something. Ladies, you should never underestimate a man's ability to be completely and utterly vacant. Seriously. We are Zen masters. We can go from one end of the day to the other and maybe think, can you balls are a bit itchy today? Seriously. Either that, or we're thinking something so monumentally stupid, you don't want to know. You'll lose respect for us. You don't want to turn to the man you might have chosen to spend the rest of your life with and go, what are you thinking about? Do you really want to know? Yeah. What's going on inside that head of yours? I was just imagining I was a spy. You asked. I was just thinking what a great spot that would be over there for a covert drop-off of top-secret documents. Very good sight lines, very little chance of an ambush. Need to think about these things when you're the Raven. We love having to think we're spies. You think when they gave me this microphone backstage, I didn't sit there for ages going, I cannot get the shot. Negative, I do not have the shot. Didn't really. I pretended I was Madonna. There's loads of things you have to do, or you can do to keep the romance going in a relationship, you know. One thing some people do is they watch pornography together. Who here does that? Bearing in mind there are cameras on the audience, I guess nobody's going to admit to that one. You have to have some balls to watch pornography together. I mean, watching it on your own is one thing, but together, as a couple. Honey, should we watch two people better looking than either of us have better sex than we could even dream of? Let's do that for England, yeah. That sounds like a marvellous way to spend the night. My God. Look at the weapon he's wielding. That really is quite something, isn't it? Bet you wish I had one of those, eh? I mean, I know you've got one of those under the bed. I'm not talking about that. What is she doing to his penis? It's like she's sucking it. It's like it's in her mouth. Oh, wait, I remember those. Oh, yeah. Those are the days. Good times, good times. God, they've been at it a while now. I don't know about you, I'm getting tired just looking at them. Oh, what do you say we turn this off and go and disappoint each other? Let's do that. Folks, you've been absolutely lovely. Thanks very much for listening to me. Enjoy the rest of your